From Dallas, Texas, the flash, apparently official, President Kennedy died at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Why are you a conspiracy theorist? And I said, why isn't everybody a goddamn conspiracy theorist?
This is the real research. Literally have an alien base, and they are literally communicating.
I don't have a whole lot of time.
Have you personally had any experience with interdimensional beings?
What we're thinking of as aliens, they have infiltrated a lot of aspects of military intelligence. And they are not what they claim to be.
We leave you much that is undone.
That's one small step for man.
There are great ideas undiscovered.
Visit asteroids, visit the moon of Mars.
Remove one of truth's protective layers.
There's a monolith.
They want those major population centers wiped out.
Will you put your left hand on the Bible and swear to God that you walked on the moon?
One giant leap for mankind.
Because we didn't go there, and that's the way it happened.
Those challenges are yours.
We don't have time for a meeting of the Flat Earth Society.
There are places to go beyond belief. Beyond belief.
Hello and welcome to the Daily Conspiracy Podcast. We don't take days off because reptilians don't take days off. It's back. We're back here recording on a Monday. You'll be getting this on a Tuesday because that's how time works. We had a great show on Sunday, didn't we? That we put out.
I just feel like I feel blessed. Yeah, I think we've had some fucking bangers. Absolute bangers recently.
We've got some bangers to come as well. So this week, a peek behind the curtain. Obviously, you've got the company of myself and my boy here, but also coming Wednesday, so you'll be on it Thursday. We have Mark Sargent coming back on. So if you're one of the people that enjoyed the Hibbler episode and talk about Flat Earth, good for you. If you're one of the people in the comments who are going, then I'm sorry. There's a second Flat Earth episode. Then you got a bit of a break for a bit. We're going to record over the weekend. We have a couple more guests coming to us over the weekend, so you'll get those shows next week as well. We've got Ashton is coming back on the show to tell us what's been going down with MH370 since we've last spoke to him. The Josh from the Polarity on YouTube is coming to speak to us, which means we're going to have to get up early in the morning because he lives in Australia. So that's how hard. Never do that again.
Not even to him.
Not to him. Not to me.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to stop myself.
I mean, I would hope you can stop. I can stop you. Watch. Stopped. I stopped him. Now we're on the wrong side, Ollie.
Yeah, on the wrong side. It's like we're like a couple.
We are. Even the lousy sex. But yeah, so he's going to come on the show. We've got a load of guests lined up. Actually, we've got a really good run for you. Really, like into July, I'm booking some cool people now.
I mean, it's kind of. I suppose it is kind of flat heavy, but I'll be honest with you guys. If somebody has a theory that the Earth is a fucking triangle, if it starts to become a big conspiracy, I'm going to want to speak to them about it.
Yeah, but you're a massive flat earther, Ali.
I'm absolutely not. One might say I'm on the curve.
I do. Oh, no, you flatten that curve. I don't think... If anybody, right? If anybody came out of that podcast we did with Hibbler thinking, oh, Ollie's definitely not a flat earther, please leave a message in the comments. Let me know in this episode if you think Ollie came out as a massive flat earther in the last episode.
I would say I'm interested. Definitely
interested. One part, there was one part where you and Hibbler were talking about flat earth, Ollie, and you literally said, but Sean, when are people going to know the truth?
No, I was just like, I was kind of like priming him. That's all, you know.
I don't think you were. There was a tone of desperation in your voice. Tell me.
No, but
tell me, Daddy Hibbler. Tell me when I can just come out.
Call
with
him
my
Daddy Hibbler.
Come out with my Flat Earth t-shirt on, swinging my Flat Earth dick around. That's what you were wanting to do now.
I mean, whatever.
But yeah, anyway.
Get on with the show, you prick.
Yeah, I hope you're enjoying the episodes. If you are enjoying the episodes, please go over to the Patreon. Sign up to the Patreon. It's $5.99 a month. You can get all the audio podcasts we do delivered straight to your podcast app of your choice on your device, which will be ad-free. You get early access to videos. You get the monthly hangout with us, which will be on the Friday, the last Friday of this month. Will be the hangout this time around. And if you're just one of those people that thinks, I'd like to help the guys out, I won't reuse the Patreon, but it's a really good way to just support the show, to be perfectly honest. I know there's people that have messaged me and they've said, I don't really do Patreon, but I wanna keep like you guys running, so I've just signed up to Patreon. Thanks.
And I'll never see you again. Never
going to log into Patreon. Just did it for that. And I think, I hope you forget your password, sir. You can follow us.
And don't change bank accounts.
And never change bank accounts. And make sure you've renewed your card.
No, we appreciate you all. We really do.
Use PayPal. It never runs out. You can follow us on social media at The Daily Compod. We're on TikTok. We're going to be posting clips more to that more often. You can follow us on YouTube at The Daily Conspiracy Podcast. You can follow us on X at The Daily Compod. Same with Instagram. They're the main ones we use. There will be some videos uploading to Rumble if you use Rumble. But the way we've used Rumble is we have tied it to our YouTube channel. And it's like at some point in the future when YouTube can be bothered sending it over, that's when Rumble gets the videos. It's weird, and I haven't quite worked it out yet. So sooner or later, you'll find our stuff on Rumble. I think that's... Oh, there's merch. There's a link for merch in the description as well.
There you go.
Yeah, you can go buy a T-shirt or some stickers, some water receptacles, a dildo... No,
well, they've definitely been plugged.
I mean, to be perfectly honest, depending on how adventurous you are, the water bottle. But no, do not do that. I do not recommend it. And it is a receptacle for containing. You're not a receptacle for containing it. So anyway, right, we had a look. So we did some pre-recording stuff over the weekend because of schedules and things we had to do with people. And lo and behold, Oliver, the fucking internet went batshit fucking bonkers, didn't it, mate?
He did. Well, I mean, it happened. It started when Billy was on.
It did. Yeah, I forgot we covered it with Billy. God, there's so many shows going on right now.
We briefly, but we didn't. Fuck a dick.
Oh my God.
I've just knocked an entire bottle of water over.
I hope it's in your PC.
No,
I mean, I don't. Obviously not.
It's just on the floor. It's just on the floor, Lee. Carry on. We'll be good. We'll be good.
So, obviously, everybody is gonna know what's going down here. But where is it? Elon Musk. So I was on the borderline of exiting the group there. Elon Musk drops the tweet of all tweets the other day. He's revealed another big truth bomb. Real Donald Trump doesn't actually work. He just locks himself in the closet with J.D. Vance all day and pretends he's in a meeting. I walk by their closet and hear shit like this. Trump, make America what? Whip. Vance groans. Great again. Louder. Vance, make America great again. Trump, yeah, that's more like it. So, I mean, that's been my personal favorite thing that I've seen on the internet today. But along with that, he also turned around and said the truth bomb was the reason that the Epstein list wasn't coming out was because Donald Trump is on it and they are protecting Donald Trump by not releasing it. Fucking wild, boy.
And Kash Patel was on Joe Rogan, and there was like it couldn't have been timed any better.
No. Well, this was, I mean,
since we were talking about fake news, this is going to come up because it's been going on since we've been recording here. Elon and Trump seem to be in a bit of a spat. Joe, you want to check the tweet that Elon just put out a little bit ago?
Time to drop the really big bomb. Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That's the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day. Jesus Christ.
I'm not participating in any of that conversation.
What is
between Elon
have a
and Trump.
nice day, DJD. Someone should take his phone away.
They're going back and forth about different things. And
yeah. Listen,
well, he said he was disappointed in Elon.
Yeah, they told him to leave.
Jesus Christ, that's a crazy thing to say. How does he know? Does he know that Donald Trump is in the Epstein files? I mean, does he have access to the Epstein files?
I don't know how he would, but I'm just staying out of the Trump-Elon thing. That's way outside my lane.
What the fuck are they doing?
I know my lane, and that ain't it.
I just don't. I mean, I understand he owns Twitter. I think it's bad for your mental health. I think posting things public all day and arguing with people all day is bad for you.
Now, I've listened to all of that full interview. That bit is not in the interview.
no, I think they've clearly clipped it out.
Well, I don't know, because you notice that Jamie said then, while we've been recording, this has all happened. But it's just...
Yeah, I don't know how else you'd put it, though.
I don't know. I don't know if it was happened while they were recording.
I think they clipped it out. They very much still felt like they were in a show there. I think they've clipped it out of the show, and then Rogan might have asked Patel later on, "Look, do you mind if we just put this out as a clip?"
Either that or it's fucking planned.
Well, look, I think it's a bit fucking convenient that the head of the FBI is on Joe Rogan at the same time this happens. I know there was very much like, oh yeah, you know, that's out of my lane. I know my lane. I'm not going to do that. You think out of your lane, you're head of the FBI. You're like literally supposed to be dealing with the Epstein stuff. Very much sounds like your lane. It's right. I've heard so many different things now, as in like, oh, the Democrats would have used it beforehand. You know, the other side going, oh, you know, like the left saying now we need the files out. So now all of a sudden, and this is like the 5D chess part of it, if there is any of that going on, it could just be complete fucking madness. But now everyone wants those files out. There's even Democratic senators like going, yeah, we need these now.
I can't help thinking that you were right, Lee. Was it? I think you said it first when we were on the phone to each other the other day. You know, what if this is all just like?
Well, look, man, we got accused of having Trump derangement syndrome after the episode we did with Billy Ray Valentine. I think that's fucking hilarious, given how pro-Trump we've been for the past over a year essentially. But we'll just for the sake of shits and giggles, let's just go from the election, like all through the election period, we were pretty pro-Trump. We were pretty pro-Trump during the Biden administration. We were pretty pro-Trump during the last Trump term.
I've still got a little bit of pro-Trump in me, you know. There's still something there, but like it's fucking getting a little bit weird. It's getting a little bit crazy at the minute.
Well, I mean, right, not to rehash this, because we might talk about this a little bit later on, or even tomorrow. I'm concerned with those two parts of that big beautiful bill. The deregulation or federal regulation of AI for the next 10 years, I think sounds fucking insane. The voter ID thing being brought in, which I haven't had time to look into it now, but over the last hour or so, while I've been prepping some stuff for this show, I noticed that Labour are starting to put their thing into action now to bring out a digital British ID. And I will be perfectly honest, when you look at what's going on in LA right now with the riots, when you look at what's going on in the UK with immigration, we've always thought. I'm going to go slightly off topic here with what I was planning, but we've always had things like people have turned around and said the replacement theory, for instance, with bringing people to the UK. I don't buy replacement theory because replacement theory only works so long before you get replaced. I've always thought it was a way to energize the right. Because the plans that are in place, the plans that these people want to enact, are going to be easier to do with a energized right wing on their side calling for it. Because they've made the look at the protests we get, right. So what I will say is the far left get very violent very quickly. But I also think they're in such few numbers. I don't think it's a bother. But they've also spent the last decade demasculinizing these people, fucking destroying their testosterone and endocrine systems with soy and fucking whatever else is that these people are throwing in their bodies with these crazy fad diets like veganism and stuff. So I think that we can decide and energize another, and that then eventually they're going to get the other side working for them. I've always stated that the fact that it both in the US and the UK, I can't speak for other countries because I can't speak to the US really. It's always on the news. They are the global news, aren't they? The US or the tip of the Western spear, we'll put it. But I think you can argue France has gone through the same thing. I think you can argue Spain has gone through the same thing. I think you can argue Canada has gone through the same thing. Australia, where we have had left-wing governments that have so radically failed their own people. In all these places, so in everywhere the left has failed. Nowhere did someone reverse course and go, hang on a minute, guys, that fucking Trudeau guy is going to get lynched the way he's going. We need to tone this down.
Well, this is where people and again going back to what you said about our audience saying that we had Trump derangement syndrome. I lean definitely more to the right. But if fucking Keir Starmer did one thing fucking good in this country, I'd be happy about it, you know?
Yeah.
And if it really stood out, I'd fucking probably say something on the show about it.
I think you're missing my point here. What I'm trying to say is, I don't believe it's an accident that all these left-wing governments fail in the same way. They're all making themselves look inept. And that's weird to me. That's all. Yeah. Like if you wanted a political opponent right now, to see it that you would get like reform in the UK or the last election cycle with Joe Biden. If you wanted a better advertisement for Donald Trump, you could not get a better advertisement for Trump than Joe Biden.
Yeah. No, I wasn't missing your point. But to go back to what you are saying is. I think the way this has been narrated, like the whole weakening one side, sending people fucking insane. I think it's all by fucking design, and I think it eventually is going to lead probably to what we think we want, and in the end, we're probably going to be fucked.
Well, here's an interesting thing. This was a clip from the Patrick Bet-David show with and they brought up a clip of Whitney Webb having an interview with somebody. I like Whitney Webb. I think she's a fucking great journalist, and she is one of those people that generally doesn't say shit unless there's some shit behind what she's saying.
Right. Okay.
So this is about Elon Musk's ties himself to Jeffrey Epstein.
Islands, because there was this case involving the U.S. Virgin Islands and J.P. Morgan as it related to Epstein. And that case got settled out of court, so it didn't go to trial. But I believe those documents would be very, very, very telling. But I would argue the reason they won't come out is because one of the people subpoenaed as part of that investigation was Elon Musk.
Oh, wow.
He wasn't necessarily accused of wrongdoing, but was subpoenaed because he was suspected of having had some sort of involvement with Epstein and J.P. Morgan. And there are allegations, of course, not really allegations, but, it was reported, before Musk was closely affiliated with Trump that Epstein had been advising Tesla and was part of this effort in 2018 to take Tesla private. With Gulf oil money or Saudi money. And at the time, Epstein was advising Mohammed bin Salman, the crown prince of Saudi Arabia, and was also known to have a close relationship with the elite families of the United Arab Emirates, and also Kuwait, and I think Bahrain as well. So perhaps they don't want to have that really be explored at this point. But some of the other figures that were...
So... there's the performance part of it, right? So even if Elon is beside himself for some reason with Donald Trump, isn't it weird that you could, even if it, because obviously the connection between Trump and Epstein doesn't mean like he was on back and forth to the island. It doesn't necessarily finger him with any wrongdoing whatsoever. But just the connection. Do you know what I mean? And especially considering that Elon's already come out and said, "Oh, I basically didn't have any dealings with Jeffrey Epstein. I met him once or twice. That's why there was a picture of him and Ghislaine Maxwell." But the fact that he was working with Jeffrey Epstein to take Tesla private, it feels like a strange situation to be in. That if there is anything in the Epstein case that relates to Elon Musk, you wouldn't want to be tied to it. So does that mean that Elon Musk has said this about Trump because he knows there's something in there about Trump, or is it just he's gone for the low hanging fruit? He's like, this will cause shit. What we should say is that Elon has since deleted those tweets.
He also said something in an interview about Bill Gates as well. Mm-hmm. Being, I don't. It's either two things. It's either that I think they're all in on it, and they're just creating this chaos because if they're all accused of it, then who's the guilty party, or there is. There's a plan in place to reveal the true monsters.
Well, I want to talk,
and I hope it's the second one.
I want to talk about the fact that he's out there, he's saying sort of that Trump's on the list. But so does that mean that you were okay with this before you guys fell out? At what point? Let's say Trump is on the list for something.
Interesting.
Yeah. So at what point did that become a problem for Elon Musk?
Yeah. Is that the reason why? Is that the reason why you left, or is it?
Do you believe that? Why did he get punched? Why has he got a black eye?
I haven't actually seen the picture of him with a black eye yet.
Have you not?
No. I mean, who punched him as well? Do you think it was Vance? I don't think it was Trump.
I don't know. I have no idea. Trump would have a punch in him, I reckon.
Probably, yeah.
He's a big dude. Big dude.
Might be Barron. Might be Barron. Leave my dad alone.
There's something strange going on here, and I can't help think, because it's such a chaotic time. I can't help think that it is. I don't want to keep using the word distraction. Everyone says, "Oh, it's a distraction. It's a distraction," and then they don't say what you're being distracted from. I don't believe in the idea of I'm sure people use distractions. Don't get me wrong. I shouldn't say that, because there's obviously, when some stories come out, then other stuff. There's a reason that we have something called a news dump, where everything goes out on Friday, so everything muddles itself up. No one actually pays any attention. But this really feels like it just feels like chaos. It feels like organized chaos. There's a really good clip here I'm going to bring up in a second from Tim Dillon, and I've looked for this clip because I listened to Tim Dillon's show, and I didn't have his show to try to scrub through to find it. So the only place I could find it was on a TikTok, and unfortunately it's got stupid TikTok music at the beginning, and then that cuts off 30 seconds in, so they didn't even do stupid TikTok music all the way through it. And YouTube hates TikTok music as well. You always get demonetized for it. But yeah, so we will listen to this, because it's a really good point.
Bring it on.
Oh,
I'm frothing.
Joe Art, I thought it was up.
The anticipation. I can't even say anticipation right now.
Yeah.
There we go.
Of Elon Musk. I think that Elon Musk...
Turn it up a little bit, mate.
You can't.
One of the most offensive things to me is people trying to be funny who aren't funny. This is a horrible thing. This is a terrible thing that happens. People that want to be funny that have other things, like, I don't know, all the money in the world, and that's not enough. It's never enough. Watching someone try to be funny and fall down on their face, it's terrible. It's, as a comedian, as somebody who is funny, it's sad to watch, and it makes him cringe. Like, I want my billionaires kind of quiet, evil, and plotting. And I don't want them doing like dad jokes and I don't want to see it, right? So there's always been a cringe element to him. Again, I've only met him one time. He was very nice to me, and clearly a smart guy and whatever. But I don't trust him. I don't trust any of those tech people, because I've said a lot, I don't know what they want, but it's not what they say. This is the problem with these people. It's not what they say they want. They want another thing. That's why, like, Zuckerberg in these interviews, like, he's very calm and quiet and, like, methodical when he answers the question, because he can't tell you the answer, because the answer is like really disturbing. And the answer is like, yeah, well, we're planning on like a massive population reduction. I mean, how else will this work?
So it's that line. Like, they want something else, and this is what, like, it's, as soon as I heard that, it started bouncing around my head, because I went back to not to dwell on being called having Trump derangement syndrome, but it instantly threw me back to there, and I thought, that's the problem we got. That's the problem we got, because you, dear listener, you could be listening to this podcast and going, like, I am 100% with Trump. I am Team Trump. Choo choo. The problem is, does that mean you'll be Team Peter Thiel in a few years? Does that mean you'll be Team Elon Musk? Because in the dystopian future, it's always the mega corporations that end up in control. I don't believe Elon Musk and Peter Thiel and Bill Gates as well. Let's not forget Bill Gates started to cozy up to Trump. Let's not forget Mark Zuckerberg. We were saying at the time, like, what the fuck has happened to Mark Zuckerberg when he started broing up? Yeah,
yeah. I like we were like, I'm liking this, Mark.
But now when we think about it, isn't it fucking obvious that he was doing that because he realized the tide was changing? He realized who was going to win. He was seeing the data. If anyone's going to see the data, it's the guy that owns Facebook.
Yeah.
See how people are going to fucking vote.
Of course.
So it's like, shit, I can't be on the fucking side of the fucking blue-haired fucking LGBTQHYN1 fucking
C3PO
bird flu people. You know, I need to sort this shit out. So he fucking got himself a tan. He bushed his hair up a little bit. Started talking about jiu-jitsu and doing weights more. Because he needed
Hunting
to change
deer.
the team. And do you know what the wild thing about that? Do you know the fucking craziest thing about it? It won't even be him that thought that. He would have brought somebody in. He would have brought somebody in to fucking restyle him. That's what Bill Gates did. That's what the Xbox was about. Bill Gates had such a fucking terrible reputation coming out of the 90s with all the antitrust cases that were going on with Microsoft. Remember those videos of him fucking sat there rocking backwards and forwards in the when he's being interviewed?
I remember the crowd going fucking wild when he revealed the Xbox.
Yeah, but he got hit with that fucking cream pie outside the fucking courtroom and everything. People hated Bill Gates. So what did he do? He launched a fucking games console. He bought fucking all of the fucking media out. And then all of a sudden he did this whole thing of like, I'm giving away all my wealth. Well, you still seem pretty fucking rich, Mr. Gates. All to rehabilitate his broken persona in the public eye.
So
that's exactly what Zuckerberg did.
So am I right by saying Musk doing what he did with Trump, that I would say that did that have more of a damaging effect on his brand?
I think it depends who you're looking at. I don't think it's
that's
got
that's what media showed us.
I don't think it's damaged his brand. I think it might stop people. I think it might stop people smashing his cars up.
What's his game? Because like, obviously it's a risky game, especially when you've got like Tesla, you've got SpaceX. I think SpaceX I don't know what his game is. He's up to something. It's either two things, Lee. It's either doing it for the greater good, or it's part of the mission for the Antichrist.
No, I don't even think it's. Do you know? I don't even think it's as insane as that. Like I said before, I wouldn't say it's like distractions. I don't know where it's from. Distractions from. I think it very well could actually be a distraction from again, Big Beautiful Bill. There's something in that talks about the preparations for AI government. Iran, is it Iran? Fuck no, is it? It might be Saudi. Have just unveiled plans for an AI governance system. Well, like lots of the decisions within government will be overseen by AI.
That's a great idea.
It's awesome idea. Absolutely 100% great idea. Why not?
Has anybody seen fucking Terminator? I mean,
clearly not. Clearly fucking not. But yeah, like I this whole again the US ID system. Maybe it's just like if you've got that bill going through right now. Maybe it's just craziness. Just craziness. So that while that's going through, you're fucking whatever. Have you not seen the fucking fire that's going on over here? But speaking of fires, see, this is where I don't think it's. I don't look at these things in isolation. Like I don't look at the craziness that's going on with Trump and the craziness that's going on in LA in isolation. It seems like just a controlled clusterfuck. And I don't know if you saw. Have you noticed the amount of places pulling back from the Pride parades and stuff this month, with it being like Pride Month?
I saw spoiler alert. Me and Lee, we have a little bit of a gaming hobby outside of the conspiracy day job. I saw the Ubisoft thing with was it Rainbow Six, which if anything is gonna promote a rainbow. Rainbow Six could have done it pretty well because it's in the name, Rainbow Six. But no, it was it Men's Health Awareness Month or men's?
No. But it's not just like companies that have pulled back from this. It's even the cities have been cancelling Pride parades. Liverpool cancelled their Pride parade. I think they it was funding was one of the issues for that. But this is the wild thing. There's never been a problem funding these things before. Other things which actually need money have gone fucking dry because we've been funding these things. Now, there is a reason why I brought this up, and that's because the prophet, Sam Tripoli, on the Joe Rogan Experience, oh, God, it was 2023, I think it was. He was wrong by a couple of months because he said this would happen during the election, and it's now happening after the election. So let's listen to Sam Tripoli.
You want? Well,
which one was it?
What's going to happen?
Oh yeah, he goes. You want to know what's going to happen?
Yeah.
With what?
With in this country.
Okay, I said.
You want to hear now?
Yeah.
Tap me in.
We're in the Bolshevik War right now, bro. And right now, what's coming up is all the Pride stuff is going to be okay. So I had this woman come on my podcast. Her name's Mel K. Mel K comes on my show. And she's like, she goes, I've been talking to some people in the intelligence, and they go, this gay pride stuff is going away. And the next thing you're going to see are immigration riots. This is going to be right around the next election. So hand to God, we do this episode. Next day, Starbucks is like, we're banning all the pride stuff. And now you start seeing they're putting little breadcrumbs out, man. Little breadcrumbs. Oh, I saw this one thing in Chicago. Oh, yeah, illegal immigrants are upset about where they're staying. And these illegal immigrants who speak no English are holding up perfectly written English signs saying we're tired of how we're being treated. And now you're starting to see this over and over again. Eric, so everyone's always like when all these Republican governors are like sending these immigrants all over the country, everyone's like, yeah, you're showing those Democrats. Bro, they're moving assets. I know it sounds crazy, but that is 100%
What do you mean they're moving assets? What do you mean?
Dude, these guys coming into the country, bro, have you seen them? A lot of them are Chinese. And a lot of them are military-age people. Too. And I'm telling you, they're moving. And this is what's going to be right around 2024 election, immigration riots, people going nuts. And as listen to this, and you'll start seeing all the little breadcrumbs being put out. Dude, study the Bolshevik War. It is happening in real time. 100%. But I just wanted to get that out to everybody because I'm trying to warn people. This is what's next.
You fucking nailed it.
It's in 2023. Sorry if that made you feel weird because it's come out of one ear. It was the only fucking clip I could find of it. Yeah, nailed it. Joe, the only thing I think that threw him off with his prediction there was he foresaw the race riots being a problem, like to stop the elections, I think, or to interfere with the elections. He didn't see it happening during the Trump presidency. I think that's the only thing that threw him off slightly. But the thing is here, there's so much mirroring. When you listen to someone in America talk about people coming into the country that are like of different nationalities, that are fighting age men that are coming in, like there's no families. There's no like war-stricken families escaping for a better life here.
fuck me.
And it mirrors
it's
itself.
100% by design, this, isn't it? It's 100% by fucking design. We're going to go for the same thing if our government lasts till 2029.
No, I don't think it will be quite the same. I think this plan is so well positioned. I think the plan will adapt depending on the country.
So you don't think that, like, say Farage gets in, he'll do something similar. He'll start deporting, and then you're gonna get
I think
riots.
I think there's a possibility. I think there's a possibility of something like that, but I don't believe, because I don't believe even that the deporting is quite going to solve the problem. I think this is going to be brought in with digital IDs, but in the meantime, they're going to enrage people. So I'm not going to play the whole clip of this Paul Joseph Watson video, but I want to play a little bit because this was I had to go and fact check this. It's so fucking wild. Listen to the beginning, like the start of what he does here.
Listen, Kev.
Shut up. I said listen. Listen to the news report here that he plays in a second. It's fucking insane. This is remember the meme, like the Black Lives Matter meme of the mostly peaceful protests while the guy was stood behind a fucking inferno behind him.
Yeah.
This is Black Lives Matter level gaslighting.
Carefully to this to make sure your ears aren't deceiving you.
Large group of people. It could turn very volatile if you move law enforcement in there in the wrong way and turn what is just a bunch of people having fun watching cars burn into a massive confrontation and altercation between officers and demonstrators.
A bunch of people just having fun, standing around watching
burning
cars
some cars.
burn. No, not burning cars. Like, it's almost exonerating them of any guilt. Like, they didn't burn the cars. No, they were just watching the cars burn. Everybody knows cars burst into flames. Why would you even think it was them, you bigot?
I mean, that's what I used to like to do on my Friday nights.
Just watch cars burn. You know, sometimes it's cold. I can't afford coal.
Smell them burning.
Yeah, sometimes I just drive around town looking for a car that's on fire, like it's bonfire night. It's fucking wild. But like another clip. Another clip was we sort of. I know it's clip heavy. But there's just so many good people that have said some like really pretty on the nail stuff about this stuff. And like Mike Bentz, I believe he's like a former what was he? It's a prominent. Mike Bentz is a prominent figure of advocate for digital freedom and freedom of speech. He was a former officer in the U.S. Department of State, and the current executive director of the Foundation of Freedom Online. And he was on a Sean Ryan show a while ago, and he said this about like organized overthrows.
The warning signs to look for. I think there's no better description of what those warning signs are than what was said by U.S. Ambassador turned legal hatchet man Norm Eisen, I believe in an MSNBC appearance this week, where he called the Trump administration a autocratic regime, and we have tools to displace autocratic regimes around the world in people-powered revolutions. And this was the man who basically spearheaded nearly every lawfare putsch against Trump world for the past 8 years, for everything from the Trump impeachment to the J6 impeachment to the all of the Ukraine affairs to running a group called Crew, which sued the Trump administration hundreds of times. And he was the former U.S. ambassador to the Czech Republic for President Obama, and even wrote a playbook basically on how to orchestrate color revolutions against populist movements that were rising in Europe while he was at the Brookings Institution just a few years ago. And he's openly calling on live television to take that same playbook for overthrowing foreign governments and to find a way to implement it here. And the first two things that he said off the top were that this needs to be a legal fight and it needs to be a media fight. So taking it to the courts and taking it to the media for hearts and minds. But what you've seen, one of the warning signs that I'm very concerned about is that a fundamental part of these people-powered revolutions, these so-called color revolutions, is on-the-street action to destabilize countries, which also provides a sort of patina, a predicate to the rest of the world that this is the genuine reflection of the democratic people being underserved by an autocratic government. But
again, it's something that was said a little bit ago, incredibly poignant right now.
Mm-hmm.
The idea that the same tactics that have been used to overthrow governments all over the world for essentially what would have been like the American empire could be used in like home countries for organized coups.
Well, I mean, when you put it like that,
why wouldn't you? If you had the power to do it.
I see the same, but you might disagree with this, but I definitely see similar tactics in a lot of countries, especially if I'm looking at the UK to the US right now. Similar tactics being used to just fuck with people.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've seen like a load of people online today. I'm sure, fucking heaven forbid, I probably know a few of the people that think this as well. That like was sharing pictures of the LA riots, of like people burning American flags and holding up Mexican flags, and saying, "Oh, I've like fucking civil disobedience by the oppressed has never looked so badass." That was a real tweet by somebody. So what he's saying there is about you get the media, you put it out to people, and then all around the world people start to think like this is the view of like people in a democracy being underserved, and it's not. It's fucking agent provocateurs. It's fucking pallets of bricks that are left on the street that might as well have like Soros Inc. written on the side of them. These are not politicians that are organizing these things. This is like, you want to talk about a globalist elite. This is them in action. This is their war zone. They're not dealing with things in like what we would imagine as being the arena of politics that we think we control. We think we have like a vote and a say in that acts for us. They clearly act outside of that and they influence things in a different way.
What if all this is leading up to what we don't fucking want is a one world government, that because all chaos is going to fucking eventually just break out, and people are going to beg for a fix. They're going to beg for it.
It's one of those things, isn't it? People always say when people get scared, they vote right because they know the right will protect them. Mm-hmm. And the old saying goes, when somebody says they're going to protect you, don't say thank you, ask what you're going to take away from me. See, there was an interesting tweet. I won't bother bringing it up. I'll just read it to you. One of our favorite UFO gurus, Laura Loomer, posted, "It's time to deploy Palantir tech to Los Angeles to deal with the illegals. You know you'd love to see it. You're lying if you say you wouldn't." Right. So we're now talking. You've now got like a sitting congresswoman saying let's deploy this super advanced military AI company, like, to work this out. I've seen other people saying they should bring Palantir in so that they can identify everybody protesting, stuff like that. These are, right, I don't want people to fucking riot. Don't get me wrong. I was against the Black Lives Matter riots when people were trying to call them protests. I don't believe there's a time and a place for violent protest. And I don't believe that's in a widely democratic country. I think violent protest is something that has to happen when democracy fails, and democracy hasn't failed, regardless of what the news and the woman with green and purple hair wants to tell you. But the idea of bringing a highly sophisticated AI program out to find, single people out, so you can scrape all the data, find out who they are, then essentially go around doing like brown shirt raids on houses to get these people. It's fucking terrifying.
Well,
because you're next. That's the thing. Like, well, you might disagree with people.
Yes,
no, yeah, but yeah, you like it's. Sorry, I didn't mean like you. I meant like the. Just because you don't agree with something with someone today doesn't mean it won't be you tomorrow. It's why I've always had a fucking hatred for the like Just Stop Oil and the green protesters, is because I've said for fucking ages, and I believe it's becoming more and more apparent, that the only job those people were doing and the only reason they were funded, I don't think they knew this. I think they were useful idiots. A couple of people that like infiltrate these organizations might have known it, but the large, like 98% of people would have had no idea they were being used. And it was to break down the public's, patience for protest. Now when you see people protest, oh, what the fuck are they protesting? Because like you instantly see protesters and you think, oh, they just want me to stop driving my car. But one day you're going to need to protest.
Yeah, one day you will need to protest, but that right will have been taken away. You've got these digital IDs. They're going to end up coming. This whole AI thing. It's definitely inevitable, but
it's not inevitable.
I think it is.
It's not inevitable.
I don't know if you can fucking stop it now.
No, you do. The thing with the AI and this like technocracy, just because it's already failed, mate. Remember this: it failed once. We were never supposed to go anywhere without a fucking barcode. The barcode thing during COVID fell flat on its face.
What if that was just a test?
Nope. No. I still stand by. That wasn't the test. That was the initiation, and people didn't have enough. They overplayed their hand. I still genuinely think we were never supposed to leave lockdown. I think we were supposed to continue working from home. They would have employed some sort of like the idea of the 15-minute city would have come into play at some point in that. See, this is the thing, right? Otherwise, there's no reason for it. I think maybe the slight thinning of the herd with the vaccines might be like a free bonus, but I don't think it was like the initial fucking reason for it. But like I said, I don't think we were ever supposed to get out of that. But to see, the thing is, and what everybody listening to this show should like take some pride in this as well. We stopped that. Every single person that listened to this show that went,
apart
no,
from Gary didn't stop it.
Gary did not stop it. Gary was all for it. But like every single person that went, said, oh no, you can fuck your vaccine. Or even the simple thing of like, oh, what, I can only go out for an hour for a walk on my own. How about you suck my dick? How about I just leave the house when I want to?
I don't think that was social distancing.
To every one of those people that I saw in the supermarket that the second that it wasn't mandatory to wear a mask, the second those people had them off, like every one of those people stopped this. And that's the thing with the next phase of it. The minute that everybody doesn't run out and sign up to fucking like Bitcoin or fucking freedom dollars.
See, I don't think it's going to start that way. I think the play, they'll make it fun. They'll make it fucking fun to do it.
They won't, because they're not doing. It's clearly not. You can't make it fun and then take it away. Because if you make it good and then you start squeezing, people go, "What the fuck? We were cool with all this."
Yeah, but if they do something with the fucking your entertainment systems, your mobile phones, your fucking Meta, whatever, and they get the majority of,
don't use it. Why do you think Why do you think they're pulling back? Why do you think the big companies like Disney are pulling back from progressive programming? Because people went, "Fuck you. I'm not letting my kids watch something with a transformer. I'm not. You've race swapped those characters. No, fuck you. I'm not watching that. I don't care if there's nothing else changed about it, because I know the fact that you've just cast a black guy as Snape and an Indian girl as Hermione. Like that would have been fine 20 years ago. We wouldn't have batted an eyelid. But I know your intentions aren't true. Like it's not just you've picked the right person for the job. Like they did a great audition. No, you've done this for a reason. And people are going to say, when that comes out, people are going to say, "Fuck you." When it's on the Harry Potter train, when J.K. Rowling was being attacked, like people that wouldn't have even fucking bothered playing the Harry Potter video game because people were calling for it to be boycotted because of transphobic J.K. Rowling.
Was it that Wizard game?
That Wizard game sold more copies that year than Call of fucking Duty.
And it was a fucking great game.
No, it was it was okay. You got as bored of it as I did.
Well, I did get bored of it, yeah, but it was a good looking game.
It was fine. But like, this is the thing. So it's not inevitable. People have the power. Like, people power is a fucking thing. There's too many of us for it not to.
I hope so, Lee. I really do.
No. There's no hope. That's true. Like, you can't. It's an objective fact that there is enough people to go no. It's just having those people. You can go. I hope enough people say no, but like, don't. I'm still under the impression that the globalists, these multi fucking billionaires, probably trillionaires. There's probably a couple of them kicking about somewhere that we don't even hear of. If they were truly all powerful, they wouldn't have propagated calling themselves the elite. Goes against everything. Goes against the art of war. When you are strong, appear weak. When you are weak, appear strong.
I remember. I've just had a bit of a remembrance there of an old clip of Elon Musk, and I can't remember what video it was. But do you remember there was somebody interviewing him and they said about a company to be scared of, and he said there is one, and they keep trying to press him on that, and he goes, "No, there's one company that I worry about when it comes to all this." So if he's saying that.
No, but this is the thing, though. You're thinking about him like he's got our best intentions at heart.
No. Maybe he told us what's going to happen.
Maybe the only company he's worried about are actually the nice guys.
The ones that are going to stop it.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. I think the finance will stop it. Like I say, if you don't want to be tagged, don't buy the brain chips. Like that, it doesn't last because the like shareholders still put pressure on publicly traded companies. So if all of a sudden they're telling their investors like, yeah, we're gonna like, there's gonna be so many people wanting these chips in their brains, like everybody's gonna want to do it. Imagine porn, but you just shut your eyes and it's there. It's great. And then they only sell like a third of their stock in the first year of brain chips because everyone goes, I'm not fucking sure about you sticking a computer in my head.
I mean, it depends on the porn, I suppose. It depends how good it is.
It stops. It goes away. This is the thing. If people don't do it, it goes away. Like QR codes to get in the cinema, people didn't do it. It just went away.
There's a lot of single people.
Vaccine mandates, mate. Vaccine mandates. People didn't do it. They just went away. Everywhere. Travel.
I agree with what you're saying, but I think there's probably a big percentage of the population that would be fine to do.
But you don't need this is the thing.
Have you seen fucking Cyberpunk?
But you don't need a big population. It's like Dave said a load of times on the podcast. You only need 3% of the population to cause a revolution. It's a far smaller. It's a far smaller amount of people to stop something than the population you need to say yes.
You see, this is where me and you disagree. I think what they will do with things like this is they'll like, you've seen what they're doing with Neuralink at the moment. They're going,
why didn't they do it?
Have you seen Johnny here? He can fucking,
but hang on.
He can read again.
Why didn't they do it?
They're still doing it, Lee.
No. When they had it, they had us down. They were giving people free money. Everybody was locked in their houses. They had travel locked down unless you did what they said to do, and the amount of things that they said to do. We almost couldn't go to the States. We were only in by a month.
No, you get me wrong, because I meant about things like Neuralink. I think they could.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. What I'm trying to say is that you can, if enough people say no, it falls. It falls before it can get going. See, you're thinking that it comes in, it's got immediate uptake, and then it's part of the system. But you only need a small amount of people to just pull back from it, and then it falls at the first hurdle. Do you know what the best fucking the best example of this is? Like, look at like online gaming, for instance, where they made a mistake when PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 was released. PlayStation made a mistake by not packing a headset in it. It took ages for PlayStation to get on board and get PlayStation players on board with online gaming because they didn't buy into speaking to each other.
Mm-hmm.
And it stunted the whole thing. If people don't buy in, then it doesn't work.
But what if they do?
I don't think they will.
I can say I hope not.
I don't think they will because there is less reason now. If the best chance they had at some sort of technocratic, if anything, I think what's going on now is panic moves. The best chance they had for this technocratic state was during lockdowns, and they blew it. They blew it by going too hard too quickly. And I actually think if they'd have just pulled back on the fear a little bit, I think they might have got away with it. If they'd have brought a system in when everybody was happy, people weren't happy, but when everyone was kind of in lockdowns and people spending more time with their families and they had time to do hobbies and stuff like that, and everyone was working from home, if they'd have pulled back on the fear a little bit now and just said, look, we're still gonna go use these QR codes on your NHS app, but it's fine. We're gonna work out a payment system to help that. If they'd have brought it in at the right time, I think they'd have got it through.
I see what you're saying. Like if they'd have brought the vaccine out as just a lozenge, I'd have been in. I like lozenges. I don't like
do
needles.
you know the wild thing is, and this is the, if they'd have done it with a technology that wasn't so fucking dangerous, they'd have got away with it. If it had just been a normal flu vaccine and not mRNA based, and there wasn't all this evidence to show that it's fucking you up, they'd have got away with it. If there wasn't, because they wouldn't have needed the clamp down on news. Like, I mean, this video is going to go up on YouTube. It should be okay. I'll probably get a yellow badge. But, like, this would have been fucking ripped off YouTube a couple of years ago.
Now we wear that yellow badge with pride.
Fucking like a massive fucking cock. But they had it. Like, they had total control. Everybody was in. Everybody was watching the TV. Everybody was watching that clock counter go up. Everyone. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't say everybody. I'm sure there's some people that, like, from the word go, thought like it was bullshit. That wasn't me. I was not one of them. I thought this was like it. I thought we were headed towards a fucking like Mad Max, fucking I Am Legend hybrid.
Mate, I was polishing the fucking cat when it came to the cat flap.
I know.
So, like.
But yeah, they had total control, like no dictatorship you can think of had, like, North Korea. North Korea does not have as much control over its citizens than Great Britain and we'll say Great Britain. I don't know what it was like in the States, but like they had it down. And not only that, they had like large portions of it, like large portions of the population fucking loving it. I get so angry with people when they say, I feel really nostalgic about lockdowns. Fuck yourself. You can, can you work from home?
I nearly turned into an alcoholic through lockdown.
Yeah. Can you work from home? Great. Well, just do your own lockdowns. You don't need to tell the government to stay in all the time. Because the hilarious thing is about this is when people are telling me, oh, God, do you just miss lockdowns? They're telling me in the pub. And they, well, no, I don't, because I couldn't do this. And you couldn't be here telling me about it. Fucking mental. But I genuinely believe that there's a chance of... And a good chance as well. Like I think people only need to keep the course, because everybody like is already on the anti-government trust train now.
So stay on it, people.
But this is where we're in a dangerous place, because when you have something come up like the digital ID in the States, the AI governance in the States, the what was the other thing I was worried about? The AI federal oversight without state control for 10 years, and you bring it up on a podcast and someone says, you got Trump derangement syndrome. That's fucking, like, we need to not do that, because like we're the ones that are supposed to be the skeptical ones of this. Like, we're supposed to be paranoid.
Don't go all in on your fucking heroes, people.
Never go in on your heroes. Never. Go down on them if you meet them. They'll like that, but never go in on them. But anyway, I hope, listening back to this podcast, I hope it came together in some sort of cohesive way, even though it was kind of a bit ranty. But we're living in interesting, strange times, and it's going to get weirder and it's going to get worse. And I hope
we'll take you through it.
People, we need to remember this, right? I need to try and not sound corny here.
Oh God!
But like when it's raining, yeah. You don't know when it's about to stop. You have a shit day, you look outside, and then you go and do something else, and then you come back to the window, and it's a glorious sunny day, and the rain's gone away. Yeah? But when you were going out to the car to get your fucking shopping in, and you're getting piss wet through, you had no idea whether you were in at the beginning of the storm, whether you're in the middle of the storm or you're at the end of the storm. We look at this stuff that's going on now as if we're in the middle of it or we're in the beginning of it. There's just as much chance that we're at the very end of it, and this is their fucking last plays.
The last card.
Yeah. I'm so happy I managed to say all that without saying it's always darkest before the dawn.
Well, you just said it.
Bastard. Fuck it. Oh well.
You just said it, Lee.
We will be back tomorrow with more hijinks and stuff. As our friend Danny on the Rabbit Hole podcast would say, stay skeptical, people. It's fucking wild out there.
Also, I mean, I don't know about you, Lee, but I can speak for myself. I definitely don't have Trump Down syndrome.
From Dallas, Texas, the flash, apparently official, President Kennedy died at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Why are you a conspiracy theorist? And I said, why isn't everybody a goddamn conspiracy theorist?
This is the real research. Literally have an alien base, and they are literally communicating.
I don't have a whole lot of time.
Have you personally had any experience with interdimensional beings?
What we're thinking of as aliens, they have infiltrated a lot of aspects of military intelligence. And they are not what they claimed to be.
We leave you much that is undone.
That's one small step for man.
There are great ideas undiscovered.
Visit asteroids. Visit the moon of Mars.
Remove one of truth's protective layers.
There's a monolith.
They want the major population centers wiped out.
Will you put your left hand on the Bible and swear to God that you walked on the moon?
One giant leap for mankind.
Because we didn't go there, and that's the way it happened.
Those challenges are yours.
We don't have time for a meeting of the Flat Earth Society.
There are places to go beyond belief. Beyond belief.